Hi guys, welcome back to the Polybius playthrough. We just finished level 5 in the previous video, so here we are at the transition to level 6. Playing on a PSVR headset on PS4. So we'll continue on. We'll talk about some of the tips and tricks required to A, make it through the levels, and B, try and foster a high score. Yeah, here we go into level 6. And this is a bit of a funny one because we start off on a strange orientation, sideways, rather than flying along the bottom of the level as we have previously, but that's cool, we can change it up. There we go. This level introduces fried eggs. Fried eggs, when you shoot them, will give you a substantial deflector shield. So in combination with going through the gates, we can also shoot as many fried eggs as we can. There we go, there's another one. And that will keep our deflector shield up, hopefully, pretty much constantly throughout this level. The great thing is when we get our destruction waves now, those will also take out any fried eggs ahead of us. So again, another great example of how momentum will really carry you through this level. And as we get further in, we'll start to see quite a lot of spikes and various other objects that are going to try and trip us up. So we definitely want to make sure we're hitting those eggs and hitting those gates. You may notice a change in the background music. This changes every 5 levels. The soundtrack pretty much universally is absolutely fantastic on this game. You can pick it up on Bandcamp. I think it's about £5, £6, maybe £7. Absolute bargain because you get, I think, a track for, well, I guess 10 tracks because there's 50 levels, and then you've got 3 different play modes as well, which each have their own soundtrack. So yeah, really enjoyable. Okay, there we go. So relatively straightforward level there. The purpose of which really is to just introduce you to the fried eggs, which, as we'll see in the coming level, level 7, is actually a really important factor. Towards the end of this level there'll be a section where it's just so frenetic, we need to hit as many fried eggs as possible to just survive all the stuff we're going to crash into. So level 7 is speed. There's no option to go slow on this one even if you wanted to, because you're going to get hit by so many super boost pills. I find this one quite hard actually, because when you get the boost pills, it causes a strobe colour effect, which then makes it very hard to see the gates. I actually find myself crashing into gates rather than going through them on this level. You also have these, there we go, there's another crash. You also have these impassable purple bricks that pop up, so that again obscures your view of upcoming gates. So sometimes I feel it's actually better to avoid the gates and just try not to hit stuff until you get to the end of the level where you're going to see the fried eggs. I actually went on a good run there of gates, but that's quite unusual for me on this level. Should be seeing, yeah, there we go. So you get a lot of fried eggs towards the end of this one. And this is basically going to keep me at a constant 5 seconds of deflector shield, so at this point it doesn't matter what I hit, I'm going to get through it anyway. I love the little subliminal messages that they put in this game. Love Tuesdays, or reject Brexit, or various other subliminal messaging. I'm not sure what they're trying to achieve, but yeah, it's interesting when you watch it back on the flat screen, because you don't really notice it in PSVR because your head's so in the action you can't really see what's going on around you. Okay, so I'll just adjust the view there. I've been slightly off centre, and adjusting the view gets me bang on behind the ship, so it makes it easier to line up for the gates. Having said that, this is now the first level, level 8, where when you move the ship to the left or right, you'll actually find that it goes off centre from your view. It will actually go off to the side of your head. That makes judging hitting the gates quite hard, because you'll think you're going to go through it, but you'll actually miss it or you'll clip it. So that introduces a new element in this level. Another thing you may see is these strange circular items, which I'm not really sure what they are, but they seem to power up my deflector shield, which is very useful because you'll see these flying saucer things that are dipping into the ground and raising impassable objects. So yeah, I just hit one there, so there goes another shield. So it's really important to, when you can, shoot the Space Invaders, get those deflector shields, so you can barrel through the purple obstacles laid down by the flying saucers. I'm also trying to hit as many gates as I can now as well, but like I say, it's tricky to judge the angle on this level because you are off-centre. So again, this is one where you might think, if you're not completely confident about a gate, just skip it. You can see I'm starting to lose a couple of shields on each level as the challenge ramps up now. Okay, moving into level 9, we're introduced to another new mechanic, which is the slalom. So we have flags, which are blue and red, and the red one we need to pass by on the right, because you can see the flag is pointing to the right, the blue one, pass it on the left. And we get points for passing these, and the closer you go to the gate, the more points you'll get. If you go on the wrong side of the gate, then you'll find that you will actually stop dead and lose a shield. If you get close enough to score over 1,000 points on these gates, it will send a destruction wave when you do it enough times, so it actually works the same way as a cattle horns gate. And that's the real key to this level, because these strange things, cart things, I don't know how to describe them, that are coming. Oh, I pushed that too far there and I hit a gate. These strange cart things that are coming are laying down a lot of impassable objects for me to crash into, so I really need that destruction wave just to keep me going, and also the small amount of deflector shield that the flags provide. These flags can be quite difficult at high speed because they aren't exactly on a straight line. They do move around a bit, so you may find that you have to actually really steer quite hard to simply get on the right side of the flag at some point. Now we're going through a load of cattle horns gates. This is another new mechanic where they look like they're coming in a straight line, but they're not. They move very, very slightly from one gate to the next, so you have to just very gently twitch the analog stick to keep yourself lined up. So that's another way they're trying to catch you out, and they actually succeeded there because I lost the shield on that as well. Okay, moving into the last level for this video, level 10. Level 10 is quite a standard generic level, but for the sound effects, which really freak me out. I'll just adjust the view angle there. It keeps you up at night, the sound effects on some of these enemies. These guys aren't too bad. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're going "thank you" in a very sarcastic way when you shoot them, which is a bit odd. But the next enemies are a bit more off, shall we say. Again, quite hard to judge the angles on these gates. This section's a nightmare. You've got these dark blue rectangles which are impassable, and you hit it at speed and you're just bound to crash into one. I've never got through that section without hitting an obstacle. Lots of cows available to shoot on this level. It's going to get our cumulative bonus increased nicely. The cows that jump up in front of you actually take a couple of hits to die, so you can actually crash into them and lose a shield, which is worrying. So do make sure you get a couple of shots on them and don't just assume you're going to clip them and they'll die like most other enemies do. Like that chap who took 2 or 3 shots there. At this point I'm hanging on for dear life. Okay, made it. You can lose a lot of shields on that one. It can be quite a challenge. Okay, well, great. So that's the next 5 levels, takes up to 10. We're about to go into 11, but we'll call it a day for this video. So keep an eye out for my next video if you want to see levels 11 to 15. This is Polybius PSVR. Thanks for watching.